Welcome back, everybody. Hello. And welcome back to the CCL, presented by Roll20 and casted by me. There's some other people casting it. Thank you for choosing Tetcher as your caster for today. He says he pulls his mic cable. Sorry about any sound that made. Welcome back. We're getting ready to head into our second series of the day, and we are excited. Quick shout out, though, as a big thank you to the sub Selunks for dropping their sub. Subscribe for 4 whole months. Feels good. Excuse me. Had a Belgian that hurt my chest quite badly. And we already said thank you to Rodo Nunez, who dropped a follow earlier on. Ferryman777, who subbed 2 hours ago. Thank you very much for that. We're at 70 subs, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get to 100 before the end of the month. We have a couple CCL games to do during that time. Thank you all for the support. Let's see if we can get it. That will help. Perotin Hots, thank you very much for your sub as well. Very appreciated, friend.
Tetcher MP.
Tetcher MP, indeed. New emotes are coming. I'm receiving the sketches for them hopefully tomorrow. They won't be done for a bit. I've given the artist just as long as they need because she is amazing and absolutely wonderful. Those Tetchy birds, the Falstad Griffins, the Tetchy burbs, and the not my dad ones, they're all made by her. Anything the Falstad, anything art that isn't my face is made by her, and she's making me quite a few new emotes. I've commissioned those with a little bit of that sub money just to try and make it more worth you guys dropping that subscription on me, including one that might be good for a lot of the people in this chat. There is going to be a specific lurking emote so that you can just drop the lurk and then just watch from a distance. Feels good. All that's coming up, all that's currently being made. I'm very excited to see what she comes up with. For now, let's talk about what is going on in the next series, which means I'm going to have to refresh this, and it's going to look weird. Hang on. Sorry about this. It's going to look weird for a sec. And interact. And scroll. Whee. Boop. Boop, too far. We don't show any ads. There we go. So, as you can see, our first series of the day went in favor of Simplicity, scoring yet another 3-1. They just keep doing it. They just can't stop. They're unstoppable. Feels amazing, fam. But now we have our second series of the day. WildHeart Esports. Coming in currently seed number 2, I believe. Yep, WildHeart was seed number 2 versus Oxygen, seed number 3. Coming in from the group stage standings. Who is going to emerge victorious? Very exciting to see. The last time these two teams played against each other, Oxygen won in a 3-1 against WildHeart. The meta has since changed, and Oxygen's meta seems to become a little bit more shaky. And they had a little bit of a worse end to the season than WildHeart. WildHeart, for example, were able to clean out 30k, they beat Simplicity, they beat Sidestep Kings, they beat Crowd Control earlier on, whereas Oxygen, their end to the season was them beating Simplicity, barely, losing to Crowd Control, though, and losing to Granite Gaming, even struggling against Sidestep Kings, where WildHeart did not. You can hear that sound, though, because that means that the draft has begun. We can't chat for too long, because there's a game happening. Let's get it going. So we head into the draft. WildHeart on the left, Oxygen on the right. We'll have to see if they actually turned on Aliobs this time, as Tychus shall get removed. And I need to load up my team stats, because I forgot to do it. Alrighty, we see the Hogger banned out nice and quickly as well. We're sticking pretty normal so far for both of these teams. So, let's talk about this. The Tychus being banned out quite early against WildHeart. They've run it 6 times with an 83% win rate. That is a 5-1 win-loss ratio. The Uther is going to be banned away. That's another special hero. 8 games played. Tied their most played. Sorry, not tied their most played. Their 3rd most played here. So taking that Uther away from Oxygen is smart. And that's a very quick Vikings coming in for the side of Oxygen Esports. They've run this a couple times. Lost Vikings coming in. They currently have a 50% win rate over 4 games. WildHeart, they start normal though. Stukov and D.Va. But D.Va, very quick on her rotations around the map. Oxygen, they tried a Vikings composition on Towers of Doom against Sidestep Kings, who proceeded to play Sergeant Hammer and run it the fuck down bot. I'm allowed to swear. I was about to cut myself off. It's my own stream. I can say what I damn please. Lost Vikings already on the board. Cassia for Prismat. Joe Harder coming in. Deckard going to be taken out of the equation. That would be very hard to deal with. Drop potions, leave them around for Vikings to pick up. What else do we see from WildHeart as macro? Do we see them potentially go Vikings? Do we see Oxygen ban out? Sorry, not Vikings, the Abathur. Do we see Oxygen ban out the Abathur? Or maybe another global? Maybe something like a Zeratul, maybe a Dahaka, maybe a Falstad, maybe a Genji. People who are going to benefit from having Vikings that they can maybe pick up and kill a couple times in a row. They ban out the Sylvanas. They want to remove people who can hyper push. This is the biggest weakness of the Vikings, losing the early game. We see Sonya coming in, the classic WildHeart's triple bruiser composition. Who needs main tanks when you can just play all of the aggressive stuff? They've got Mephisto as well, someone who's going to have a lovely time padding his damage numbers with the Vikings on the board. Still no globals though. D.Va's the fastest thing they have in terms of rotation speed. This will help them. This is going to allow them to double soak and try and keep up. Brightwing, a little bit of extra global potential, and Orphea. And Lily as the final pickup. Double support, double bruiser. WildHeart meta is up and in there. Let's get this going. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. These comps are crazy. Already we are ready. The typical WildHearts draft, but with a little bit of extra change here. They've got so much wave clear. This is going to be an absolute brawl. But the Lily is actually a little bit out of the ordinary for them. It's nice to see them mixing it up a little bit because this isn't actually too normal for them. I like to see it when they swap around. Feels good. Feels good. Alrighty, well, here we are. We'll have to see if they actually remember to change the overlay this time. So yeah, looking at this, WildHeart Esports, Lily is a non-factor. They have not played Lily at all this season. This is a first time picking Lily. And in fact, if we look at full season statistics, Control F, Li Ming, Illidan, Lily. Lily has been banned. No, Lily's been played once and has won once. Okay, Lily, the 100% win rate hero, only played once, but we are into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this going as we head in. WildHeart on the left, Oxygen on the right. We get this going. Extra blinds coming in for Lily. Starting off already. We've of course got the extra slows for Stukov. Reactive ballista pause. Wants to stay at range, wants to keep the pressure on if he gets engaged on. Lots of damage from Unaverted there, doing a huge chunk out. Zergling, great little defense matrix. He's gone for the liquid cooling, by the way, staying sustained. Ancestral strength for the Orphea. Most of the other builds look pretty standard. We're going back to a slam build on the Sonya, as opposed to the more auto-attack build that we've been seeing from Crowd Control. Buzz takes a little bit of damage, but not too bad. So yeah, the team rotating. It's Sonya rotating with the team. D.Va double soaking. D.Va's wave clear and double soak is a little bit faster here. We'll see if they can keep it up. Also, they fixed the overlay! Hooray! Good job, CCL. We are on board. This looks decent. Feels amazing. We got it. We're the best. Around! Alright, Lily level 1, as we already mentioned, going with that Wind Serpent. There's a little bit of extra blind potential. Going to be really good against that Orphea and Cassia. Keep them blinded. However, Vikings could absorb some of those hits. Fun's going to be zoning for the team. You can see that blind coming out with that Wind Serpent hitting the front line there. Gives them an extra bit of blind, though. If they, in theory, it is up to have a 90% uptime of blind if you combo this, if you combo the Wind Serpent with the Surging Winds to get a cooldown reduction of 2 seconds, and of course the Gale Force, that 0.75 second wind duration on that extra blind. This allows you to have basically a 90% uptime if you time your Wind Serpent and your actual Blinding Winds together, allowing you to keep most of the team blind pretty effectively, which if you're against a very auto-attack focused team is very good. Does mean Lily has to basically stand next to that person to make sure they stay blind, but it is very effective. Standard build, again, not a great globe map for Mephisto, so going with a more standard style with that extra little bit of shielding. Rush down for D.Va, keeping mobile. She has to go for the liquid cooling here. The full meta would have a really rough time versus the Vikings, as they can really punish you while you stand in that minion wave. Lots of damage being done to Mad Dada here. He's gone for the backbite to try and keep himself alive, being forced to retreat behind the wall. Good condemn, pulling everyone into that Orphea damage, but not enough. Dread doing a good job, but Chump really keeping people zoned away. Dives in, looks for Pick Kid, going into the vision, denying vision from the bush. Dread doesn't land, and Pick Kid, aka Justin, barely able to survive. Fountain being popped for multiple members, as we do see Oxygen trying to take the initiative, running onto the point. They're trying to set a trap here for the members of WildHearts. We are seeing the full blind build. Feels good. Surging Winds, the spell power for Lily. Funds moving forward. Putting the pressure on. Good lurking arm by Buzz, but Madara will be topped up by Banana H. Neither team starting the objective yet. Unaverted, even assisting with the clearing on minions mid. Zergling, you can see he is struggling. The Vikings do a big chunk of damage here. Red Robot zoned away. Lily, with this build, actually does a ridiculous amount of harassment damage. If you just stand near her in a 1v1 fight, her damage output with sustain is insane. That's a huge self-destruct. Chasing in, just catches Johanna, though, who survives it with the shield. They turn onto Nasmus, who is taken down. They lose Eric. But that was the one interrupt they had for Buds, who will channel this in. That's the first seed going over to WildHeart Esports. They look for Nasmus on that Olaf. Instead, it's Zergling who loses the mech. Unaverted coming in. That was the Mimic. Takes a good chunk of damage, but will survive and back away. Hit the Nitros for the D.Va. Wants that little bit of extra mini stun. There is a build here where you can go for the get on the point to increase your rotation speed and actually keep yourself mobile on the map. It's actually to start the Q cooldown reduction with Dream Shot coming in for Brightwing as well. They realize that they don't actually have that much point interrupt, so that longer range for Banana H, combined with maybe Hush later on, is going to give them a good little bit of extra harassment onto the point and the potential to interrupt Lily if she goes for that jug of 1,000 cups, which they should, because that Water Dragon is just going to get completely shut down if they go for it. It will just be completely removed by sending one Viking to just stand next to Lily. That will deny everything. Zergling getting very heavily bullied. You can see the liquid cooling trying to keep them alive. Not a huge amount they can do about it. The man advantage, and somehow it seems everyone on WildHeart seems to just be outnumbered at consistent points so far, but everyone is able to get away, everyone is able to survive. Damage reduction for Zergling. Good mini stun, but that mech ain't looking healthy. It will in fact be popped. So doing a little bit of counter damage, but no mech available now for this fight, and as such, Oxygen will begin to channel it. Mephisto not coming up. We're just going to see WildHearts reacting a little bit safer. They stay down in the lanes and keep soaking. Nasmus clear it out here. They clear up, they keep the pressure on. Level 10. Available for Oxygen with Vikings. They've been able to soak a small lead, but not a huge one. They're holding together for now, but this is not a massive lead. Lily cleanse, thank God, let's go. One of the best cleanses in the game, due to the cooldown reduction that it offers, and the fact that it heals a little bit as well. It's really nice. Haha, you got wrecked by a bot. You suck. Sorry, someone tried to post a spam link in my chat, and got absolutely wrecked, because they suck. Can't believe you got wrecked by the most basic ban bot. Oh my god. Alright, level 10 available for both teams now. WildHeart catching up. They get themselves that jug of 1,000 cups, that Durance of Hate micro missiles, Flaming Swipe, and Wrath of the Berserker. Red Robot is in position. to maybe try and contest this. He's got Blessed Shield. Steps up for Pitkid. Raph is burned. Gonna try and sustain. Take about 1,000 cups over the wall. The charge comes in with the chump. The objective is taken. Camp is stolen by Oxygen Esports, and Pitkid is in trouble. The flailing swipe pushes them out of the turrets. A big misplay by WildHeart Esports as Oxygen are able to retreat. The flailing swipe missed synergy there. Very, very unlucky. That is rough to deal with. As they push their way forward, 2 Cs to 1 now in favor of Oxygen Esports. Pitkid trying to keep their Wrath of the Berserker up as they push forward, trying to get some damage onto P. Prismaticism, but instead the turnaround is super fast. Johanna with the flag, doing a great job. Red Robot CC is insane, and they pick up the kill. Oxygen Esports 2 kills to 1, 2 seeds to 1. They hold the lead. D.Va still doing her best, trying to keep up with this extra soak. Really committing to that double wave. Unaverted going to come and grab the experience that D.Va will miss with that rotation. Make sure to get a lot of damage, try and prevent as much structure damage as possible by weakening those minions who have been one-shot off the towers. Zergling really doing his best here. Good micro missiles, actually. Really trying to punish Nasmus with this. Focusing onto Balog. Balog doesn't have the sustain that Olaf does. Olaf does regen health out of combat, similar to Muradin. Blessed Shield does not land. Zergling playing around that. Seed spawning right next to that D.Va, which is good news for them. Zergling going to have a little bit of an easier time arriving. Here comes Pitkid. Spear misses, though. Here comes Madara dancing around the fight, trying to make it hard. Durance doesn't land again. Unaverted. Not having an easy time landing this. Level 13 available for Oxygen Esports. A small lead already acquired. Zergling trying to start on these objective minis. Maybe should wait. Nordic attack squad for the Vikings, ready to get that percentage damage going. Sonya, not here for this fight anymore, has made her way down to bot and is dueling Vikings and Brightwing. But Brightwing teleports in, now it's a 5v4. Advantage for Oxygen Esports. They have a Viking here, so they can play again and make this a 5-man at any point. Olaf right now, just hovering around the fight, seeing if he is needed. He can rotate in at any point. Good interrupts right now. Funds making the most of that cooldown reduction, trying to spam in. Micro missiles just from over the wall, interrupting Banana H. Level 13. Great delay from WildHeart. They bring people back in, unaverted. Delaying once more. Here comes Madara, who's tried to zone out Zergling. Zergling ready to moke his way back in. But Banana Ace gets it. One more try from Unaverted. Here comes the self-destruct. They're going to try and take the fight good slow. With a good to go. Great play from Zergling, who's going to re-mech. Here comes the Devouring Jaws. Good damage. They're going to take out Banana H, but Zergling will be popped out the mech. Good to go. Good damage on the Prismat. Rolling out with the cleanse. Going to come in and gets good healing from Funds, keeping them alive. And it's going to be a 2-0 in favor of WildHeart Esports. But the objectives are pushing in. Sonya trying to clear out in that mid lane. Zergling really just trying to get his mech back because Madara is still a threat here. The fort is disabled. Madara trying to focus onto Funds, but Funds is so mobile. Got to be careful of that plant terror stun. Barely escapes. Zergling comes in, mechs up with micro missiles. Will be able to force him back, even with Brightwing coming in. This objective, that planter in particular, will die. Stukov is currently soloing a bot lane. Mid-terror already dead. Stukov is trying his best. He is having a little bit of a rougher time. They take out Olaf using that Sonya damage here. Poison Spear. They've got no escape again, but really need some wave clear help and will get it. Will they save this fort? Yes, they will. Aggro pulled by the minion wave. That fort is saved. Only one fort taken out. This could be worse for WildHeart. They've managed to actually take the lead in terms of kills. Going to start themselves on a siege camp. Very aggressive push into mid lane, but Zergling zoning with those micro missiles. Such a good talent. Siege camp already taken. As you can see, Red Robot was looking for the engage, not able to find it. They're going to begin picking this up, focusing onto a bruiser camp of their own. Counter siege being taken by Oxygen Esports. We see Cassia and Brightwing setting that up. They even have a bruiser of their own to react with later on as mid-siege is going to be taken out by Madara and Red Robot taking a leak. Critterize, no hush, coming in for Brightwing, just going with a little bit of extra sustain, but a little bit of extra interrupt potential, and also some burst to get them in these fights. Pitkid goes very deep, already wrapped, so that CC reduction gonna help out. Unaverted, being sustained as well, getting that extra shield. They focus onto P. Prismat, focused and taken out. Banana Rage healing, not enough. Devouring Jaws, good damage, but it's onto D.Va. Mech is popped, but D.Va survives. They take down Olaf as well. Madara kiting backwards with the Devouring Jaws. The backbite. Great charge from Pitkin. The spear interrupting that chomp from Madara. Durance this time lands. Third time's the charm. They look at it and they get Banana Rage. You can see Madara is in the backline trying to cause pressure, trying to cause damage, but finally is outnumbered. Enough to share from Lily. The 2-for-1, sorry. Getting that extra healing output, keeping the team topped up. They are sustaining through this beautifully. Very impressive by the side of WildHearts, getting themselves quite the comeback. Nasmus is going to take a fort for this, and they are pressuring top keep. This is their strategy here to try and out-macro here as they push their way in. Lots of pressure being applied. Eric is Eric the Swift here, not its Sabotage, as fun as that would be. Large and in charge for Olaf. Lots of extra CC there to be applied. You can see Eric sustaining himself up here. That diverting power, pretty decent, especially against that Nordic attack squad. Very, very helpful for them. Lily, as they do pick up their second seed, is going for that mass vortex. Not going to go with the Gale Force to try and maximize DPS. Instead, having that extra little blinding wind guarantees a second hero, or at least increases the chances of hitting a second hero, and more importantly, hitting a non-Vikings hero. Lily trying to maximize damage output here instead of getting it denied by Vikings. When you can't choose who you are hitting, make sure you hit more people. Increase the chance of getting a value engage. Zergling really putting a lot of pressure onto the flank here, trying to keep the distraction onto Prismat here, buy the team some time. It's a very smart move. Really trying to keep his team safe so that they can clear effectively without being pressured. Pops that liquid cooling, drinking that fountain from in the lane. They're going to grab the XP. They want Eric, but it's speed, Eric. It ain't happening. Ease out. Banana Rage and Nasmus going to finish off this bottom fort, and this is going to keep happening. WildHearts are going to keep losing structures, but that's not what they're playing for here. They know that Vikings will keep doing this. They are playing what they can do, as we see a lot of damage onto Sonya, who is forced to be cleansed out by Funds, but that's a great juggle of 1,000 Cups. Heals Pitkin back to full, who goes back in, trying to tank through. Lots of damage being done. Whirlwind trying to stay alive. Self-destruct hits no one, but we still see Olaf taken out thanks to Slam Sonya. They push their way back in. They have that percentage damage on Sonya now to try and deal with Red Robot. The Dread is zoning out the team. Self-destruct no longer available, but Pitkin, beautiful Whirlwind, takes out Madara, dives the backline. He is in trouble. Zergling chases down. Great condemn from Red Robot, but the blinding wind of Funds picks that up. They take the siege. They're taking the seed. There's going to be an interrupt from Nasmus, but they finally stop Nasmus from getting that pressure. The seeds come in. And WildHearts take a lead. They push their way forward, looking for more. Red Robot is in full retreat. They attempt a virulent reaction. Funds even going for a body block here. One plant terror spawning in base, one spawning at base. So they push the only lane. They have a pushed out wave in. The Vikings really try to deny this value. It's super smart for them to do this. But here it comes. The one plant terror with any value. Spore Queen. Oh my god, shut up. There's so many messages as they push forward. They take out the keep. This is a commitment. WildHearts, 12 seconds left for the Brightwing. They're going to commit to this. They know they will lose a long macro game, so they push it to try and end early. Here comes play again. Huge damage going to be coming in. That's a great Durance. They're going to take out Balog. One Viking down means no more percentage damage from Norse Force, so they can focus on the core. Great Devouring Jaws from Madara, but it might not be enough. Zergling is untouched. Funds is untouched. Unaverted on the backline, doing the work, and WildHearts take game number 1. Great shot calling. Whoever made that call to go for the end right there, brilliant. You know you're going to struggle the longer the game goes on versus a Vikings composition. So committing to ending the game right then and there is the clutch move. Very nicely done by WildHearts. Whoever made that, absolutely genius. And that's going to be a 1-0 lead for WildHeart Esports heading into game number 1. Very nicely done. 10 kills to 4 at the end there. Lily doing some decent healing, not as much as Brightwing, but still did good. 36k hero damage. Nicely done. They went for the Fury of the Nexus Storm. What is that called? Fury of the Storm, I think it is. That level 20 talent for the Vikings. But it was not enough. The Rock Stopper was attempted too. But the blinds, so solid. Great sustain. coming out of the members of WildHeart Esports, and as such, they took game number 1 and capitalizing on their victory when they had the chance. Very nicely done, and Oxygen, their 50-50 Vikings win rate just became a negative win rate. It seems a lot of teams are starting to get to work out, you know, how to counter a first pick Vikings. Stop picking it first! Oh dear. Oh dear. Alrighty, Vikings go down once again. That's, I think, maybe the 3rd time in a row that they have lost to Vikings because they pick it early now. Because it keeps happening. What's Vikings' current win rate through the season? Let's have a look. Control F. Vikings. Vikings have a 57% win rate. That's actually not bad. Less now. Because they just lost a couple more. It's just another game. Wow. Impressive, though. Good job by the members of WildHeart Esports, taking the 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series, able to work around the Vikings' play. It's very much reminding me of the HDC style, where you start to see these weird metas materialize from some of the teams, and they are good at the start, but teams start to figure out how to deal with them, and suddenly, when your comp is built around weird metas and people cancel that, you start to realize that the standard compositions, you haven't practiced as much, and you start to struggle. Let's see if that continues, or if Oxygen can try and make a comeback and bring themselves back into the series as a best of 5. 2 more wins needed for WildHearts. More than that needed. Only 2 more wins needed for WildHeart. 3 needed for Oxygen. Here is the table. So you know what is going on, what these teams are fighting for. This is a double elimination bracket. Winner of this will move on to play against Simplicity. The loser will have 1 chance at redemption to play against Crowd Control, the #1 seed. The loser has to play against Crowd Control to fight their way into the losers finals, where they will play against the winner of the loser, of Simplicity versus the winner of this series. So potential revenge, or they have to fight Simplicity, which is looking to be very, very difficult right now. Very cool to see. Very exciting indeed. 1-0 up for WildHearts right now. Of course, it is double elimination, so the winner will have that extra bonus point. You can also see that there is a map advantage to the people in the grand finals, so all to play for on that upper bracket. You either get that second chance, or you get that map lead, which is very, very helpful. Gonna be huge. Well then. We're going to be getting ready to jump into game number 2 as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. The map is going to be Infernal Shrines. The map bans, by the way, were Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragonshire, with WildHearts banning out Dragonshire and Oxygen Esports banning... wait, wrong way around, sorry. Wait, yes, WildHearts banning out Dragonshire and Oxygen Esports banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen. Figured it out. So yeah, here we go. Infernal Shrines is our second map of the day. Obviously a wonderful map in general. Maybe we'll see the return of Leoric, the classic Leoric main tank style. WildHearts just choosing to believe that tanks suck ass. This is interesting. I kind of hope that WildHearts win this, because WildHearts have a very unique meta that just keeps working. And so does Simplicity. Simplicity have kind of redefined their meta as well, which is just sort of a more aggressive, lower health version of the WildHearts meta. I think that matchup would be insanely interesting. So seeing that in round 2, when they're both at their peak, might be interesting, and then we can see how they adjust for grand finals if either of them can make it through the lower bracket. That's what I'd like to see. But if not, Oxygen, they need to show us what they still have. Their meta has changed a lot since the removal of Medallion. Let's see if they can keep it going. They were the best team at the start of the season. It was the latter half of the season that they seemed to struggle and lost quite a few games. Heading into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this going. We're heading to Infernal Shrines. Map pick by WildHeart Esports as Oxygen. Opt for first pick. If you're enjoying the stream, ladies and gentlemen, please consider dropping a subscribable or a donation via bits or the Streamlabs link below. Your name will be said out on stream, and I will afford to be able to eat. We're at 70 subs. We're aiming for 100 before the end of the month. Thank you all very much for your support. Please keep it coming, because I literally cannot do this without you, because I need to survive. Cassia coming in as a ban for Auction Esports. The Hogger is removed once again. And there goes Medivh. Keep that hero out of here. He changes how the game is played. D.Va stolen away by Auction Esports this time. Nasmus, potentially one of the best D.Vas in the scene right now. So seeing him back on that, always pleasant to see. We're at WildHeart Esports now. What do we see from them? Stukov, Tychus, in almost any other team, these would be the priority picks. But for WildHeart, the Stukov comes out, but it's Mephisto is their go-to. Unaverted seems to be having a very good time with this. And who can blame him? It keeps winning. It just keeps working. What's the freaking win rate on this for him? Mephisto for WildHeart Esports has a only 50%. Well, right now, 66.6% win rate with a 2-1 win rate. Very interesting. I thought it was higher than that. Tychus taken away by Auction Esports. Madara is absolutely insane. So seeing him pick that up, very cool. I'd like to see him back on Sylvanas as well. His Sylvanas is godlike. In this case, Red Robot gets the Diablo. Very cool to see. Very standard, a lot more standard by Auction so far. 66% win rate on that Tychus, aka a 2-1, similar to what we said before. Diablo sitting at only 40%. Red Robot having a little bit more trouble on that. Comparing that to ETC, 75%. Johanna, 64%. Muradin, 75%. They struggle a little bit more, by the looks of it, on this Diablo, but it's still coming out as Malthael will be removed from the board. WildHearts now. Let's see where they go with this. They have the Stukov. They could always go Ana and go really, really painful double support. Deathwing on the board and Yorel. Big front line available for them there. That's likely going to be ranged assassin Deathwing. Still gives them that extra beefy body and that extra sustain. Still strong. Another only 40% win rate hero here. A 2 and 3 hero to win up to 50% would be this victory for them. The Yorel, on the other hand, much more successful. 75% win rate over 8 games. A 6-2 ratio. They are looking strong to bring that in here. We do see that Sylvanas and the Lucio. If you voted in the CCL polls, you will know how strong Banana H's Lucio is. And Maiev coming in here. That's fun to see. And wow, hey, Jixie. For those who do not know, Jixie used to run a podcast where she interviewed a lot of people, and she interviewed Goon, who was the head of WildHeart, and asked him, would Pit Kid tank on it? And one of those options was Maiev. So it seems that the answer is yes. The Maiev will come in as the main tank for Pit Kid. Let's see if it works out. I honestly think that this is a slam dunk. Deathwing plus Maiev alone is insane. Throw a Yorel in there. That is absolutely insane with Cassia hyper carry. I think WildHeart's draft is ridiculous here. I think they're just going to smash through everything in their way. Sorry, that Mephisto as the main damage dealer. The double percentage damage will help. Except for the fact that Sylv cannot hit Deathwing with percentage damage, only regular damage. The percentage damage will only work on the Yorel, the Maiev, the Stukov, the Mephisto. It's a small mistake that we do see from the side of a lot of Sylv players, not realizing that Sylv's percentage damage only works on slowed heroes. Deathwing cannot be CC'd. We head in 1-0 to WildHeart Esports. Auction Esports on your screens right now, running with a full metal, a soul shield. And ooh, auto attack Diablo. He really wants to focus on percentage damage to deal with that Deathwing. A smart play here. Sylv can't do it. Tychus has to. Going with that press the advantage, that extra attack range, allowing him to melt funds from a distance. Goodbye, plates. See you later. And that's going to force the retreat out of funds. So yeah, the build here we're likely going to see is Tychus going for a press the advantage. He can then go for In the Rhythm or the Bigger They Are. I honestly think In the Rhythm might be a little bit better here. Bigger They Are is insane, especially against someone like a Deathwing who is rotating with the team because it is ranged Assassin Deathwing with Molten Blood. Good damage onto Red Robot. Buds takes a lot of damage as well. Here comes Zergling and Unaverted, the full 5-man. They look for Red Robot. They're going to turn onto Madara. Good stun, interrupting his escape, but no one else going to chase down and follow up. No tether for Pit Kid. They let them go. Not going to be good enough here. Everyone gets out of danger. But yeah, Tychus can go for the Bigger They Are or In the Rhythm. I like In the Rhythm here because at level 7, they can go for the Combat Tactician, getting that cooldown reduction on that minigun, which could be really, really important. Every time they use Run and Gun, they get 4-second cooldown reduction, which means they could have it up 100% of the time, which would give Fun a lot of zoning against that Deathwing. If not, Bigger They Are would still be strong, and they could go for Melting Point, Relentless Soldier on level 4. They'd have a lot of options. P right now zoning away, clearing out the minion wave. Zergling dueling Nasmus. Oh, we do see Spite this time coming out for the Mephisto. This is a little bit of this is a map where it's a little bit easier to get globes. You're much nearer the minion wave, so they're actually committing to it this time, and they're going for the Spite cooldown reduction style. Spam abilities that way. Fun's having a bad time. We do see the Bigger They Are coming in for P. Still very strong. Still going to be a lot of damage. Going to be great for trying to burn through those earlier plates, which is going to be great against Fun's. That Molten Blood only works if you have 2 or more armor plates. With that Bigger They Are, you melt through the first 2 very easily, and then it's not too bad to melt through the last 1, which can prevent a lot of the sustain that Deathwing offers with this level 1 talent. Pickett trying to out micro Red Robot here, does miss. Team Nut Spray as he goes out. Both teams starting on their Bruiser camps, Siege camp in the bottom lane, causing a little bit of grief. Not a huge amount, but enough to cause some problems. If you're enjoying, everybody, drop a subscribe. Consider a donation. I require sustenance. It allows me to cast. Madara getting absolutely melted there. Here comes the tether, pulling in with the silence. Madara with 40 health gets away. Unaverted looks to try and snipe it. Banana H dances to freedom. Clutch escape there. That was close. Nasmus taking a little bit of damage as well. Still a self-destruct. Sylvana's ported all the way back to base. She is now topped up. Coming in. Nasmus delaying. Zergling on the way. Tychus not coming to his team. Self-destruct is burned to catch them up. 9-16. Madara makes his way back in. Nasmus still causing grief. Level 7 hit for both teams. Fun's trying to zone. Really trying to keep everyone away from this. Boombox for Banana H to keep the maximum healing area. And it looks like WildHeart will be forced off the point. They were so close to killing Madara. But because of the positioning advantage, we will see Esports take the Punisher. That'll be coming over to them. Let's see Madara escape again. It was so close between these two. Camp was taken, and they made their way in. Punisher's been pulled over the wall, by the way. Pickett survives. So yes, the damage is insane from Mephisto. They try to catch it, get the huge tether, Haunting Wave, but they pull him with the tether out of that, pull him out of that lurking arm and get him out. Fun's cataclysmed into the enemy team in the main game right now and was taken out very quickly. That health bar not looking too hot. Zergling barely surviving here. Tychus, what are we going for? Are we going for that cooldown reduction, or are we going for wave clear with the melting points? Which direction does he go here? Or does he go for sustain with Relentless Soldier? I think the good call would be to go for that Combat Tactician here, keep it going, keep the pressure on. Red Robot tethered in, stunned out by Zergling, and that's going to be a good kill. Very nicely done. And we do! Combat Tactician coming in for the Tychus. Cooldown reduction on his percentage damage means he's going to be able to just melt through as many people as possible. Pit Kid hovering about. Going to come in, eats a lot of damage there. You can see that bigger they are. It doesn't matter if you're a tanky hero or not. Percentage damage doesn't care. Equal opportunity murderer. As Zergling clears through tether onto Nasmus. Not going to be enough. Nasmus just able to attack through, but there goes the mech. He's out of it. No good to go here, but the body block's coming in. Nasmus and Banana H getting out of danger. Working together to stay safe. Nicely done. Deathwing is currently dueling Tychus, and yep, there goes Deathwing's health. Goodbye. No surprise there. You can see him standing still because he's waiting for his fly to come back off cooldown. Or will he actually stay? We're going to see a Mind Control coming in for Sylvanas. Maximum Burst. There goes Deathwing into the sky. Sound Barrier. We're seeing a Draken Laser Drill. Now, you may be wondering, what the hell, Tetch? That talent sucks. It does. But what it does do is it lets you stay in pilot mode, which means Tychus can keep doing percentage damage. This is the one talent that will actually just let him stay in this mode while still actually hitting auto attacks. It's damage. It's something. It's literally, in this case, better than nothing. As the tether into the Warden's cage. Goodbye! Everyone taken out as WildHearts just absolutely crushed that fight. The tether from Pitkid pulling everyone into their death as they're pushing, but let's see that again. They charge in. The flaming swipe was good. It bought time. The laser is good. The mind control onto Unaverted, who goes out with the Mimic. Warden's cage into the tether, into the wall. The landing of Deathwing, and they reset with Pitkid on everything. Unaverted returns into that fight after the reset, and they blew everything. Zergling in a little bit of a rough position, gets a little bit of a speed boost from that righteous momentum, escapes over the wall. Bot lane got kind of destroyed, just a little bit. Seeing Oxygen Esports making a Hail Mary play. They try to take control of the other side of the map, but their keep is being pressured. They're being forced to port because this push is still happening. They can only get so much value. They steal the camp, but they have got to get out of here. A couple running away. They're going to do their own bruiser camp as well, make sure they get the value there. But a couple people had to port back. The entire front wall has been blasted here, giving a great positioning for WildHeart Esports. Looking good. Protector of Karabor coming in for the Yrel here. A little bit of extra damage reduction, making these fights even easier. Funds getting absolutely melted though. P really maximizing value. Goodbye all your health. Tether came in. No Warden's cage yet. Saving it. Funds gonna have to grab a fountain to keep sustained here. Intense battle between these two teams. Literally playing a game of murder chicken at times. Making their way forward. There's the self-destruct being burned. Draken Laser Door to try and control the point. 24 to 18, 29 to 18. Funds comes in. There's the Dragon Breath. The laser's focusing him down. Drones of Fate. Catch them in the choke point. Big damage from Unaverted. Trying to hold the line. That is Pitkid diving forward to try and get them set down. But Nasmus buys them time. Cataclysm looking for murder. They don't get him. The knockback from Banana Rage keeps Mana alive. They turn onto Yrel. Mind control as the armor goes away. Funds is in full retreat. The objective is stolen by the Arcane Punisher is stolen by WildHeart Esports. WildHeart win the fight, trading 1-for-1. Diva died on the objective. The save from Banana H. Funds, he's barely alive. He was thinking about the chase. He probably could have got him, but he has to go back and defend. He needs to be here for this. Beautiful set. Focusing down the Yrel with mind control right after that Ardent Defender expired. Nasmus zoning away as Madara pulls the Punisher back onto the objective. They take control. WildHeart's grabbed the siege camp. Botkeep will survive once again, though. Keeping it alive. Maiev, by the way, with this level 13 going for the chain gang. That 35% armor when she gets 2 tethers, which has not been a problem. Pitkid has been picking those up all game. Standard build for a Sylvanas these days. Really just going for a long-range murder, mind control, and this is the maximum amount of damage you can do in one go, really. Tychus getting a little bit of extra sustain. The Neo Steel plating to try and stay alive through these big bursts. Other option could have been that's the stuff, but if you're just spamming out those autos, it might not really be worth it. Spray and pray could have been used if he went for double Q, but he's almost certainly going to be going for sizzling attacks at that level 16 to kill Deathwing even more. Level 16 on the board. Percentage damage this time for Mephisto. P being forced to back up. No level 16 available for them. Tether's good. P got some terrain in the way, though. That might be enough to keep him out of there. Good damage from Unaverted, but not enough for the percentage damage yet. But this fort is going to get absolutely destroyed. Fort is taken out. Red Robot looks to see if he can set something up with that damage reduction. Virulent reaction with the conflagration, and the tether pulls him into Deathwing, and they completely take everything out. Unaverted with a little bit of chase, doing some damage on the way out. Madara knocked out yet. Does he have a lucky arm? Virulent reaction. Don't need it. Tether just eats him. WildHeart Esports in full control of this game. Looking to try and make this a 2-0 in this best of 5. Still no level 16, just around the corner for WildHearts, who are literally behind Oxygen's wall. As Nasmus runs in, tries to split the team in two. Tether comes in, but Banana Rage! What an escape! Barely gets out of there. There needs to be careful of Zergling. Banana Rage stays alive. Overpower attempted by Red Robot, not going to land it. No Tether from Pitkid. Molten Breath, allowing him to back away. You can hear the tether activate there, but it was not dropped. Zergling, a little bit far forward. Drops the Iron Defender just to be safe in case Tigers turn around for the engage. There's that sizzling attacks. Durance comes out. Molten Breath with the Warden's Cage. It's a massacre. Funds is taken out, though, on the other side. It's a 3 for 2. And we're seeing that laser still doing some damage. Tigers was forced to retreat. But that fight went real freaking fast. So we're going to watch it again to see what happened. Nasmus trying to set up. They all go in for Zergling, who's a little bit too far. Over the wall was really, really nice. They zone everything out a little bit more. Pitkid pulls one in, gets mind controlled, and again is able to delay enough to drop a Warden's Cage, pick up the double kill, but Nasmus in the backline picked up the counter kill. Tychus too zoned out to go in any further with almost no health available, forced to retreat above. And everyone disengaged. In the meantime, WildHearts now taking control of top lane. They want to try and get this objective before people respawn. Zergling can be focused down. No sizzling attacks. Couple seconds of damage there, and Tychus doing some pretty good work. Level 20, 11.5 away for WildHeart Esports. Deathwing going to be landing in fully healed up. They move forward. Warden's Cage not up for another 28 seconds, but they're still sieging in. Dropping the stuns with Deathwing. Pulling in. Tether onto Red Robot. Conflagration damage is good, but Red Robot is still alive. Still escaped, but there's Unaverted diving in with the percentage damage to finish them off. P is trying to do some good damage to those backline members, but it's going to be feared by the bellowing roar of Deathwing. And P is forced to back away. Nasmus mech is popped. It's a 1-for-1 as Ural was taken out at some point in this fight as well. Grenade comes in. Buds forced to retreat. 1-for-1 in that fight. Bot lane is getting wrecked by catapults. Conflagration does hit Banana H. 23 to 22. This fight's still going on. Unaverted going to try and steal a load of these away. It does not do as much damage to P as he would have hoped. Warden's Cage comes out as a disengaged tool because Pitkid is looking a little low. Nasmus on those backline trying to set this up. Self-destruct almost ready. Mind control onto Unaverted. He's taken out. The mech of Nasmus is gone as well, but he is still alive. They chase forward. P is eating Funds. Funds' last armor plate is gone. Madara, he dives forward. He goes for the kill and picks it up. Bud's in full retreat. P with the chase back, but there is the reactor ballista pause, shutting down any more chase with the slow. Diva picks up the objective, and Oxygen Esports are back in it. The keep is down, but this will be a punisher for Oxygen Esports, meaning they can try and get a keep of their own. Diablo goes to clear this out. The rest of Oxygen, they're going to grab some catapults. It's going to be a 39 delay for Oxygen. Very smart here. They want to make sure all their lanes are pushed. They can't afford to lose to Winions. It means they will probably have to take a 5v5 fight, but they're ready. Pitkid starting this camp. He's probably just going to end up giving this away. Full reset is forced. And we're going to see Oxygen stealing that away. They will take control here. Bud's starting the camp. Doesn't want to risk it, though. He's in trouble. Instead, they're going to try and run in and try and steal this away. Nasmus is standing right next to the minion, though. Finishes it off. Doesn't want to take the risk. They're going to make their way in. Can Oxygen Esports capitalize on this? It's going to be a full 5v5. They just hit 20. Big reason why they were split, soaking their summer anthem for the Lucio. Dark Lady's Call for the Sylvanas. That cooldown reduction now, it's a 15-second cooldown between mind controls. Bob and weave for Tychus. Wants even more bigger they are. Even more percentage damage. Good route with Violent Reaction. Mind Control does not land. They pull in Madara, but Madara gets away. Multiple Breath is good, but Nazma's getting a lot of damage reduction. Good stun by Zergling. Black Arrow disables the keep. Punisher stunning out multiple members. They're forced to retreat to mid-keep. Top will go down. But that's the maximum value that Oxygen Esports will get. Too risky to push in any further. They get out of danger. Draken Laser Drill burn. Mind Control attempted through the bush. Really trying to pick someone there to gain an advantage. Tether comes in. Good dodge. Self-destruct. They knock it back. Very nice. Preventing keep and fountain damage. WildHeart still looking for this. A single catapult on the core. Minions will spawn in just a second, which might get them time. Mind Control was dropped, but it only hits Unaverted. Unaverted, who returns to his original spot, gets out of the danger. Single catapult will not make its way through the shield. Minions finish that off. More catapults are about to be spawning, though, as of course, we are now in keeperless territory. Sylv dealing with the fact that they're keeperless in bot lane as well by trying to clear out the catapults down there. 3 had accumulated. Funds looking for the stun. P dodges it. They try to get the tether. Pulling 2 in. Hellgate is burned. Apocalypse on a huge choke point. Mind Control only hits Funds. That's enough for them to finish him off. Nazmus loses the mech, making this a 1-for-0. The mech is expendable as Oxygen win yet another fight. Mech will be back soon. Oxygen beginning to seize control of the game. Looking to make this a 1-1 game. The durance not enough, the silence not enough. They attempt a virulent reaction, not able to get it. Everyone getting out of danger. They can't afford to get caught by that mind control. Remember, it is a 15-second cooldown. They find Mephisto going back to his original spawning point. Perfectly timed, but Madara was too low. Unable to capitalize, and Prismat was not in position. They push in further. The mech is back, buying themselves some time. Stood in the fire. Ball of Deathwing as they siege in, looking for their second keep of the game. No durance, no mind control either, as Unaverted does a lot of damage. He's forced to back up. Mind control back up in 10 seconds. Durance not up for a very long time now as they siege in further. Draken Laser Drill has been dropped. They move in looking for the tether. They find it. No, they don't. They miss the auto. They try to get it. Mind Control lands onto Pitkin. He's in serious trouble, but the controlled chaos from Stukov buys them time. Red Robot and Madara, both very low in this fight, are forced to retreat. But we will see Oxygen Esports disengaging without losing any members. Catapults accumulating in bottom lane and top lane. Both teams are forced to react. WildHeart Esports calming down. This Bruiser camp has still not been taken. It's been like this for quite a while. Siege camp in the mid lane will be taken. Oxygen Esports gaining some value there. They can also get this bottom camp down here. Finally, this Bruiser camp is taken. And WildHearts find themselves in the position where they're still looking good. They could still end the game, but they've just got to get one more fight like they were before. One more choke point where they can get that Warden's Cage. And this is where they can do it. The objective, where everyone is forced onto one single point. Multiple entranceways this time, giving themselves the time they need. Good damage onto Red Robot. P for the other side, mind control. Onto Mephisto, but he's able to get away. Returns to his original mimic position. They take a lead. 7-0. Nazmus coming in from the side. He has self-destruct, which can really cut the fight in half here. Diverting power. Warden's Cage doesn't catch anyone. Nazmus in a little bit of trouble, though. He's getting feared. They're going to try to take out the mech. Mind control onto Urel. There's going to be the auto defender. They disengage. Durance lands. They get it. That's the silence this time. Down they go. That's what they needed. It only takes one with the unending hatred. But down goes Deathwing on the back. Sylv diving in. P is wrapped around as well, but they take out Diva, leaving just P and Madara. The Draken Laser Drill is doing all it can. There's the Unstoppable. Will the Forsaken from Madara is going to try and take out Zergling on the side. They've got Red Robot back. It's a 3 versus 4. One last chance for them to try and take a fight here, but they can't do it. They can't find the angle. Red Robot, he looks for him, gets tethered in. There's the mind control focusing Pitkin, trying to take him out, but Madara's forced back. P's in a rough position. He's trying to get out of there with that run and gun, and he does. The bob and weave gets him out of the danger, but WildHeart still win the fight. No one died for Oxygen after that engage, though, meaning that they are still going to be 3 to defend this. And in fact, it looks like this Punisher is barely going to be pushed with at all. Catapult pressure being relieved by both teams. Finally, we're going to see WildHearts making their way in, but we're going to get a bit of a head start for Madara here once Oxygen's red robot pulls this over. In fact, they're going to let Madara do it. Oh, they mistimed it. Red robot going to be the one to pull this over. Big damage for unaverted mind control. Onto Pitkid, Vault of the Wardens, buy some time. Keep damage was set there. Lots of damage being done. Banana H getting chunked down, not enough to finish the job. Seraphim is burned. Deathwing landing. 5v5 tether onto the mech. Mech is popped. Diablo in the water's cage. He's down. Bellowing Roar is able to split the team. Madara looks forward for it. Madara dances away. Banana H stepping up. Funds is so low. The Bellowing Roar actually hit no one by mistake there. But with Diablo down, the Draken Laser Drill will be dropped. The Punisher finds no stuns. P able to dodge the turrets. They push forward looking for it. Funds being dived on the back line. That was a great engage, but down goes Madara. P went too deep. He's trying to run a gun, but he cannot do it. The Punisher is low. Nasmus and Banana H are all that's left. 32 seconds left for Diablo. Self-destruct not going to be popped. And with that, that will guarantee victory. WildHeart take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5 series. It was already likely over, but the second they popped that mech before the self-destruct, using that lurking arm, it was considered a victory. It only took one fight, landing that durance on multiple members for them to capitalize. They had the option of Warden's Cage, or the Tether, or Durance, and they didn't land the Warden's Cage. The Tethers were good, but not good enough, but it only takes one. Beautifully executed there by WildHeart Esports. They take this series and put it to a match point. 2-1 up right now versus Oxygen Esports. Can they close this out? Diva, self-healing, 21,000 there. Pretty decent. You can see at the end here, Tychus, who did so much damage to Deathwing, seemed to struggle a little bit in these fights. Didn't have the sustain he needed. He was able to survive all of the fights, but once his front line was dead, he really seems to have a lot of trouble. He was getting focused quite a lot. And Madara, who went for the extra range to try and keep himself safe, a similar issue. It was the front line that was struggling. And that's really what we saw WildHearts going for. A composition that punished multiple frontline members and tried to take them out simultaneously to try and secure a lead in the game and try and capitalize on it. Very nicely done. Game number 2 goes over to WildHearts, putting them one game away from securing their place in that upper bracket finals, which, as you can see, looks like this. Currently, Simplicity sitting in that upper bracket. WildHeart currently 2-0 up against Oxygen Esports. If WildHeart wins, they will go on to play against Simplicity, and Oxygen Esports will go to play against Crowd Control. There is still the option, though, of the reverse sweep. We haven't had one in the playoffs yet. Perhaps we will see the first reverse sweep coming out from Oxygen. We will have to wait and see. Excitement is real. The hype is there. We're going to be getting ready for game number 3 after the main stream gets back from its break, because they always have a break at this point in the stream. It gives me time for a drink while I'm off camera, so I don't promote any brands who aren't sponsoring me. Alrighty, so very nicely done. And yes, the Jinxie blasted, and the Prophet, Meta Prophet, turns out, who'd have guessed it, the analyst for pro teams and really solid caster, knows what they're talking about. Who'd have known? Everyone knew. Everyone knew. But looking at these, we can see that Maiev has shown up before. It has yet to win, though, for WildHeart Esports. It's their first win with Maiev, which is very interesting to see. They struggled with it before. I'm curious, when did that loss happen? Let's have a look. Excuse me, who was that against? Maiev. I'm looking through their old games, ones that they lost, which definitely narrows it down and makes it easier to search, because they don't have many. They win a lot, as it turns out. Not there. It's definitely not against Chili Mountain. That would be silly. Where did this game happen? Simplicity? Not Simplicity. They played Alarak versus Simplicity. That's fun. Lost against Ice Game. When did this game happen? Preseason? I can't bloody find this. Am I dumb? Possibly. What else there? Ah, there it is. It was in the preseason Icebreaker tournament versus Crowd Control. They won on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Oh my, this is certainly a draft. They ran Artanis, Cassia, Karazim, Maiev, Diva, which is aggressive. This is also at the height of Gazlo power, where they were playing, where Crowd Control ran a Brightwing, Reyna, offlane Gazlo, a Falstad, and a Diablo composition. Pretty decent. That'll do it. That'll certainly do the job. Very nice to see. I am warm as hell, fam. I am absolutely toasty. I miss Gazlord games. I don't know what Blizzard would have to change to bring him back in a little bit more, but we haven't seen Gazlo with like Wombo Gazlo build in a while, because he's a hero where if you buff him the wrong way, then everyone's day gets ruined, because he's already really strong. More damage? That would have to be it, right? That would have to be it. And that's the only way I can think of, but that would suck, because he's already so good. That's the issue. He's already so strong, so what do you change? What do you change? This is the argument I'd had with old Gazlo, where he was on that tier. He was bad. How do you make him decent? And I already told everyone that I'm pretty sure the way you make him decent is to give him some more self-sustain. Give him a speed boost or something. Give him a way to get away from danger and get in and pokes. And Mage Gazlo was the best Gazlo back then. Everyone else was like turrets and Robogoblin, but that's where you get punished. The Mage Gazlo build was how you could make plays. In this meta, it's pretty flexible, and I love it, because Gazlo can be played basically any build. But unfortunately, that means all his builds are really strong. And if you buff any of them, it's bad. Yeah, Laser Gazlo was the best. That's the one I liked. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe maybe for new Gazlo, how do you make it a little bit better? Maybe just a little bit more healing. That would buff both builds, but a little more healing on the laser might put him back in. Because his damage output isn't the important bit, his CC is. But I guess that's why you might need him to have more damage output. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe raise the spell power on his spell power turrets. That build's never picked anyway. That might make him more viable. Maybe that's the play. Increase the spell power on the spell power turrets, and that would make Mage build Gazlo more fun. Then we get to see Mage build Gazlo as the ranged assassin, which would be fun as hell. I'd like to see that, but Blizzard ain't touching Gazlo for a while, I think. He's in a place where he's probably good enough. I doubt we'll see anything about Gazlo in the patch notes. Speaking of which, we haven't had a patch in a while, have we? Feels bad. Alright, hang on. Studio mode. Let's check out if we have a map on the other side. Nope, they're still on break. Alrighty. But only for 30 more seconds, so we're good. Only for a little bit. Well, while we're waiting for the main stream, I have 20 seconds to tell you guys about today's sponsor, you! You are the sponsor! If you want to become a sponsor of the channel, then drop a subscribe! It's the only reason I can keep doing this is because generosity of people like you guys. We're at 70 subs today. We're trying to hit 100 for the month. Let's see if we can make it. Any support is appreciated. Feels good. Feels good indeed. I'm excited. I am very excited to get into game number 3 once we find out what the map is, which is why I have the main stream up hidden in my corner to find out where we are going. This will again probably be the map choice of WildHeart, so Oxygen will opt for first pick. 100 bitties! Rumfid, thank you very much for the bit donation. Very appreciated, friend. And thank you very much. Your generosity is incredible. Again, I only get forward with generosity. Also, we're at 71 subs. I didn't get a sub alert, but it's updated. I'm not sure if that was just a late update or something happened. Who knows? There's a sub!
Take my prime sub, friendo.
I will take your prime sub with what's the term? With gratefulness. I forgot that word. Thank you very much, Lighthouse, for your prime sub. I know you have a lot of choices when it comes to how to watch your CCL, and I appreciate that you have chosen today to make that choice, Tetcher. Thank you very much for all of your support. The voice of the underappreciated is grateful. And Rumvid, thank you very much for also subbing with your Twitch Prime, just in time for the map to be Towers of Doom, chosen by WildHeart Esports. Thank you very much, Rumfit and Linehouse, for your generosity. We're at 72 subs, only 28 needed when it came for our 100 sub goal, as we have our draft ready to go. And thank you for the Linehouse. What do you mean? This is the only real choice for CCL. You forgot you had Twitch Prime. Well, it's appreciated that you've chosen to drop it on Tetcher. I think we're like only 3 subs away today for a hype train, if we get them in the next few minutes. I'm not sure. We're close. I don't remember the exact trigger for it. I don't know what the timing is. Either way, thank you for your generosity. It is very appreciated. As we are heading in, Oxygen is the banner for this round. Uther will be removed. This might just be me. I really struggle to say Uther now without drifting into the innkeeper's voice from Hearthstone. Uther versus Jada. I will fight with honor. Let's get this going as we see Hogger getting removed. So is the Stukov. It was pretty rough to deal with last time. Great lurking arms. And goodbye, Medivh. No surprises there. Medivh is strong. Diva stolen away once again by Oxygen Esports. It was too strong in the hands of WildHearts, so they take it away. Diva still good. Diva still good. I'm going to be getting ready. By the way, for people who are enjoying my casting and think it is enjoyable, if you have yet to vote in the CCL awards, there is a category for Best Co-Streamer. I have managed to make it, thanks to the generosity of all of you, into the top 4 when it came to results for that. If you fancy heading in, if you haven't already voted, and dropping a vote for your boy, it is appreciated. If not, my competition is really tough, and I understand if you vote for one of them because they're all brilliant. I am just really happy to have made it this far. Abatha is picked up. Abatha Diva and Abatha Lucio are terrifying combos. I like this already. Oxygen Esports flexing it out a bit. Please don't go Abatha Vikings again. Actually, it wouldn't be so bad this time. They've stolen Diva away. Actually, I'm not so sure now. Maybe Abatha Vikings might be a good idea. They'd have to put someone else on the Diva. I don't know if their team's flexible enough for that. I don't think they can do that. Orphea's going to be banned away. She's a very tough hero to deal with. Very mobile, high damage output. Monkey! The monkeys have arrived. Dear God. It was a dark summer's evening, and then the monkeys came. Monkey, thank you very much for the raid of 9. Let's go! WildHearts 1 game away from winning this series. That's a fair ban. Maev's going to be removed after the insane play of Oxygen Esports, after the insane play of WildHeart Esports in the previous series. WildHeart Esports might actually have to pick a tank. Nah, they'll pick a bruiser. That's all they do. WildHeart Esports. It's nice to know that you don't have to ban tanks versus WildHearts. It makes your job a lot easier most of the time. There's Zeratul and Deathwing. So Zeratul, Deathwing on the board. That's a great setup here. Potential Void Prism. If not, the Abatha Hunter or just the burst damage to burst through heroes before Sound Barrier can go off. Zeratul is a solid choice here. They still need a main engage tool. They've got a lot of stuff right now. They've got a lot of follow-up. Right now their engage is Void Prism, which is not ideal. So they gotta work something else around this, some follow-up. Right now, Void Prism to stay a while is their setup. Here's Oxygen, very smart, bringing out the Varian and Tychus here. They've got a lot of chance to try and punish this Zeratul here with that quick taunt. That will give them a much better chance of playing around this. And percentage damage to deal with Deathwing again. There we go. They've got some pick potential now. Dahaka is a hero who will actually be able to pull people in, and with their insane damage output, they should be able to get picks with this and Valkyrie. This commits their composition to a more pick composition. They can grab people one at a time. Makes a lot more sense. A little bit more flexible there. And once they hit level 20, they could either go, if they do go for Void Prism, then they could go for Void Prism Contagion, which is a lot of pain. Would be very fun to deal with. Excuse me. So we're going to be getting ready to head into game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Can WildHearts close this composition out with the Zeratul composition? They can always go for the Void Prism, as we said, or they can capitalize with a Might of the Nerazim and just go for that quick backline murder style and eliminate some of those squishier heroes before Abathur can get too much value with them. They also have great wave clear. Zeratul can double soak very easily. Deathwing has great wave clear, and so can Dahaka is global. Let's see who's going to become victorious. Will it be this team on the right? Will they begin the reverse sweep? Oxygen Esports, they've got that Abathur, they've got the global, they've got great wave clear with D.Va and Tychus. They're in a good position. Another attack range from Prismat here to keep sustained. All these heroes work very well with Abathur. Should be solid for them. Will it be this team on the left? WildHeart Esports. Running that Deathwing once again. The Zeratul for PitKid. Very cool to see the Zergling on the Dahaka. Very appropriate there. Cassia. Solid amount of damage. A charge strikes Cassia. Funds already landing early, trying to gain vision onto the bush. Who's going to scout this? They just missed a stun on P, who's able to stay out of range here. Here comes Zergling. Percentage damage coming in from Tychus. Stun to the grenade, interrupts the Dragon Naspers, who's able to boost away. Banana Rage trying to slow down the rotation. They can't afford to fight yet, though, because Red Robot is a glorified minion at this point. Needs his level 4 to be able to capitalize on this well. P gets out of danger. Rip whoever that is. They clear everything through. Banana Rage hovering about. Not going to go too far. Bud's pressured down. Waves cleaned out very nicely. Banana Rage doing a good job trying to slow people down there. Red Robot didn't go for the stacks level 1. If he did, he would have got a lot just then. They do a lot of work taking this out. Siege camps being taken by both teams, grabbing the sappers. Abathur currently chilling top lane. Banana Rage trying to keep the team sustained, keep them mobile. They need to keep up an experience against a Zeratul Deathwing Cassia. The wave clear on this comp is kind of unreal. So their best chance is to slow these rotations and let Tychus clear. Exactly what they're doing right now, really trying to stay alive, but the damage output is annoying. Smart ideas here. A little bit of damage, Molten Breath coming out. Zergling pops the Essence. He's really trying to get to Nasmus. Able to do so. No level 4 for either of these. Neither one would get a really helpful level 4 to help here. Stun. Catches Banana Rage. Nothing else. It's a range damage. Deathwing once again going for a Molten Breath style. Banana Rage too fast. Way too fast with the big wind-up abilities of Deathwing. You see Taunt comes online for Red Robot, who immediately goes for unaverted. Unable to pick him up. Full symbiote build for the Abathur. Spike Burst. Going for a pressurized glands, allowing him to get extra radius and cooldown reduction, which will help once he hits that Soma Transference. Very smart. And that Adrenal Overload. Fantastic attack speed bonus will help so much for Tychus, who this time went in the rhythm. He got Deathwing low so many times. This time he's going for the finishing blow. He wants to make sure he can kill Deathwing no matter what health he is at this time. Full cleave build on PitKid, by the way. Potentially is going for a VP style. VP to set up, cleave to finish the job. 2v2 up in top lane. 3 if you count Abathur, as Zeratul comes up to help Dahaka. I mean, this is a 3v2 currently in bot lane until Abathur Hat comes in, which was not ready yet because he was capping the right-hand side. PitKid takes a lot of damage. Zergling's going to have to come in and help this. Bot is captured, making this currently a 1-for-1. PitKid putting on some pressure. No level 7 yet, so remember, he doesn't have Wormhole, making it a little bit harder for him to engage. Zergling comes in. He can't reach. That's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Oxygen Esports. Banana H steals the channel and will scoot away. Harasses Dahaka the entire way. Very good. Looking solid. It's a little bit of a slower start to the game, but who can blame them? P. Good damage. PitKid gets out of there. Now, which engage tool is he going for? Is he going for the Singularity Spike engage or the Wormhole? Wormhole it is. little bit more consistent. You don't actually have to land an ability to go for the actual main engage. And it's a better set follow-up for the Void Prism style of build, which, let's be honest, at this point is very, very likely. Fun's zoning here, making sure he has the vision to keep an eye on everything that's going on. He sees control. Ooh, interesting. Second wind. Coming in for Varian this time. Not going to be going. Oh, hang on. Taunt. That's solid onto unaverted. That's a root onto Tychus, though, who takes a little bit of damage. P backs away. But yeah, interesting. Varian going with the second wind here. Giving himself 1% of his max health healing on each auto attack. Dealing 50% extra healing when he's below 50% health. 50% of the damage dealt, sorry. Meaning he's likely going to be staying in melee range, hitting the Deathwing more consistently. Nasmus is in a bad spot, but Banana Rage to save the day. Banana Rage is kind of a god. I said at the start of the stream that Hyde might be the best support in the world. Banana Rage is definitely up there. So is probably Legacy. There's some good supports in CCL. Really good supports in CCL. Single altar phase. All on bot lane. Oxygen take up the aggressive position. Funds. Plate down already. Banana Rage channeling in. Picky going to try and bully Nasmus out. Interrupt number 1 from Buds. Number 2. Just catching it with the scroll, forcing him to disengage. Zeratal's already left, though, which means this objective will be abandoned. Deathwing went to the sky. Ah, Deathwing's dropping meteors, buying some time. Zeratal trying to soak them to 10 by clearing mid. Dahaka doing the same. Deathwing interrupt 1, 2. He's going to have to land if he wants it. The scroll. They might have actually got that through the scroll. They're still contesting this, though. The cube is good. They might actually get level 10 and be able to fight this. Deathwing interrupt again. They actually hit level 10. They sustain through. Deathwing lands. They have a couple seconds before level 10 is hit for Oxygen Esports. They're trying to capitalize on it. They can't find the kill, though. There's level 10 on the other side. Monstrosity. Very Oxygen style here. Keep that split push going. Bud's going to be able to channel in. Self-destruct comes in, interrupts the channel. Here comes the Dragon Laser. Once again, focusing Buds, who's interrupted. The Void Prism on the self-destruct. I'm not entirely sure on the purpose of that. Pitkin is in serious trouble as they try to focus onto unaverted. Dragon Laser is focusing Zergling, who is taken out by Banana Rage. Fun's being forced to back up. The laser doing some serious work that time, able to take them out. Let's see that again. See if we can work out what the laser was for. What the VP was for. Self-destruct comes in, no one's in range, and then they VP it. Answers on a postcard, please, as to what the purpose of that VP was. Was it just to give them the escape? We don't know. As we see the invade coming in from Oxygen Esports, they're able to steal the Sapper away. Was to stop you from getting back in a mech. Oh, that's smart. I didn't think of that. That's okay. I like it. I still don't think it was worth, but that's a smart play. That's a smart call. Very cool. Oxygen Esports. There's a stay a while, but Deathwing immediately wakes everyone up. They begin to push in. The drag onto the monstrosity, chasing it down, trying to chase him through the mines. Burrow drag, nicely done. Making the most of that feeding frenzy on level 7 for the Dahaka, gets him out of there. Yeah, you're right, Gromlin. I didn't think of that. I didn't think it. I still am not 100% sure it was worth because the cooldown's so long, but if they get the kill, I dig it. Fun's backing away. Trap set by Oxygen Esports. Are they going to check this bush? So they're just going to keep clearing for now. They give up on the trap. P going to make his way down to keep the wave cleared. Diva's going to take a big chunk of damage from Zeratul. Lead currently in favor of Oxygen Esports. Not by much. An 8 core health lead. Percentage damage coming out from Tychus. They're going to try and capitalize on this and chase him down. Scroll Ceiling does not land. Molten Breath again. The wind-up versus Lucio. This is why Lucio is so good into Deathwing. Keeping everyone so mobile. With all of Deathwing's abilities being so long of a wind-up, it makes it really hard to land without a solid engage. This was my concern at the start, wondering who would be the engage for this team. In this case, it is going to be the Zeratul. And it's going to be the Dahaka, which means only single targets are going to be hit. Molten Blood will heal funds up quite a bit. Pitkid gets away. First shots grabbed by WildHeart on bot, uncontested, as top will be fought over. First plate already down. Big taunt onto Dahaka, who will burrow. Draken Laser comes out. VP onto Demon to buy time. Stay a while. Catching two members. They're just going to try and dive past to get into that backline. That's good. Right to the choke point. Molten Breath will split the team in two. Buy them some time. Zergling drags in, but is able to escape. P gets out of danger thanks to the knockback of Banana H. Channel coming in. They're going to drop another self-destruct to delay. But is this delay accomplishing anything? Bud's got hit by that explosion, and B steps. Pitkid, a little bit of a rough position. Needs to be careful. Justin taking a lot of damage here. Grabs the potion. They turn onto Nasmus, who boosts through, takes out the Deathwing with the rush down. That percentage damage. And they're still fighting. The 3v5 so far has netted them a kill. Abathur technically making it a 4v5, helping out a Variant on the way back. Numbers are now, are now about to take a lead for Oxygen as they keep sieging, they keep pressuring. Shields being spam applied. Use the shield trick. Shield trick on Abathur basically means as top goes down, they delay it and they get the extra shot out of it if they can. Scroll to ceiling. Again, might not have hit Banana H. I think he cancelled a little bit too early there. The shield trick for Abathur basically allows Deathwing allows you to spam to symbiote someone, to spam the shield, and then immediately cancel your symbiote. If you do this, then you will actually be able to re-symbiote before the shield cooldown would have come back up. And each time you cast a new symbiote, the cooldowns are reset. Doing this, you can technically shield more often than if you were just to stay on someone's hat. Stay on someone's head. But for this case, you would lose Soma value, you would lose the slow value if they go for that later on, or the speed value if you go to, you wouldn't lose the speed value technically, but you'd lose the Q value, you'd lose a little bit of extra value here. You can see the AoE shields coming in for the team, but you can spam it here. He's also gone for the AoE shields, which is helping out a lot here on that level 7. The Mule is really, really strong on this map, but that AoE shield is helping them out so much in the actual fights. So much transference on the board. That is, honestly, that's probably what I was seeing. But there you go, you learned a new trick anyway. Taunts onto Deckard. Bud's running away, staying alive. As unaverted, causes enough distraction to force people to back up. Lots of damage being dealt. There's charge strike splitting the damage. There's the micro missiles. Big focus. The slow from Fun saving the day. Goodbye. His health just got deleted by that Tychus. Circling recaptures top lane. Keeping it together. Remember, this is match point for WildHeart. They could end this. Oh, P, the second he finds funds anytime, just eats his health. Pick it a little bit of extra sustain. Not going for the shield that might have been smart to deal with the burst. Going for the auto attack sustain, which is more long-term sustain and keeps him fighting in the actual objective fights because he can just quickly dart to a minion, heal himself back up and go. Gloves of Alacrity, 4 unaverted, staying at range. They hold out. There's the taunt. Focusing down, and unaverted is taken out. Great dive there as they push their way forward. Zergling, long range drag there. Stay a while. Self-destruct coming out. They're going to try and take out P, but the charge from Red Robot blocking it with the blocking the damage, dodging out the way. The Draken Laser Drill tanked most of the shots. Conflagration still did a lot. Another great long-range drag, but the counter engage this time was too good. The taunt did too much damage. Bot still surviving, but they're just trying to cap this, just trying to get more value. They want the 5 shots. They don't want the 4, and they're going to be able to get it. Finally, they pick people too often. WildHeart down 2 members, and Oxygen Esports are looking to try and begin the reverse sweep. Getting 5. Was that 5? I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was. They push in mid as well. Really trying to maximize their value. Micro missiles coming in. Big blind though. Molten Breath trying to split the team in half. There's the jump in from Zeratul, immediately taunted. Ball lightning. Prisma barely survives. Abathur Shield saves the day. Red Robot body blocked by Nasmus. Gets the speed boost from Banana H and dives away with the War Traveler to keep himself alive in this fight, which is getting very intense. WildHeart, they're really trying to find something, but they're not finding what they need. Dives in, doesn't get the cleave. Goes in a second time with the Vorpal Blade. Unable to finish the job. Molten Breath doesn't land the conflagration. No extra damage going to be applied as Nasmus zones everyone else away. Bot lane is slowly being proxied by Dahaka to let the minions get some good value here. Zeratul in position. Cleaves, wormholes. Not the best fight there. Not great. He has his cooldown reduction now. This is the main actual damage talent for Zeratul with this build. In the consistent cleaves. Once he gets Shadow Mending at level 20, that's where he's going to be very hard to kill. But until then, this ain't looking so hot. Monstrosity keeps pushing top lane. Bot will be claimed, making the most of that Cassia armor to sustain through it, keeping 10 armor, as of course the forts and keeps could only take 20 armor max, and Cassia's armor is 30 max until level 20. Wicked will kill the Monstrosity. Barely catching it before it burrows away. Mid goes down. Oxygen Esports keeping them chasing. Taunt onto Zergling, who's dropped low. VP on multiple members. Is this going to be enough this time? They try to set up. Say what the root comes in. Good pull. They're able to take the fight. Banana Rage is taken out. Unaverted. Barely survives. Bellowing Roar is good. Varian is pushed out. But that bell tower is about to come to life, which is bad news for Buds, who's caught in it. Zeratul goes down. It's a 1-for-1, and Buds is slowed by Red Robot. Finished off by the bell tower. They try to get the counter kill, but he dodges the drag. The bell tower is still firing. Funds try to buy some time, try to get the delay. 10 shots available, 14 if you count the boss. Technically lethal for Oxygen Esports as they grab their own right-hand side one. Abathur makes his way down to bot to try and grab another shot here. Red Robot forced to cancel his engage as Zergling tried to creep forward to set it up. Nasmus, good interrupt. Evacuation splits the damage. They still have Abathur here. Abathur still causing pressure. He's body soaking this. They're trying to reclaim mid. There's the channel, though. That's technically lethal if they could get the boss as well. Deathwing is delaying, buying them some time. He has one more. Not going to be enough. They will cap this. Oh, but they get the timing. That actually denies lethal. 5 health on the core. Delay coming up dividends. The bonus healing from that Glory to the Alliance from Varian to top up Nasmus a bit there. While they drop the banner. They look to steal the camp. They denied lethal with that play. WildHeart's behind the oh no! The beautiful reaction times from Red Robot. Absolutely dunking down Pit Kid. As they make their way in. Down goes bot bell tower. And Oxygen Esports with 3 sappers. They're looking to set up lethal again. 1 sapper will make this lethal. Molten Breath. Funds is getting eaten. Really trying to clear the sappers. Funds barely survives. They're taking the death zone. Down goes Cassia. 2 sappers make it in. That's 3 health on the core. And with 2 members just killed, Nasmus is already at the boss. Setting up for Zergling. Zergling checks it. They're going to try and take him out. If they take him out, those deaths are so staggered. This may not be a comebackable position for WildHeart Esports. Great burrow, but the taunt is still there. Down goes Dahaka. And with 3 seconds left on Zeratul, it's up to Buds, who may have just been spotted. They got to get on the core. They got to get on the boss. Fun's going to try and Cataclysm in. Bellowing Roar to save the game. This is what they have to do. Bellowing Roar! They get it, but he's caught in the root. They shut themselves down. Buds, he rooted them in place to stop them getting feared away. Zeratul buys time, but there's the channel. And Oxygen Esports are still in this game as they take game number 3. Let's watch that final boss fight again. Let's see where it went wrong. Deckard sets up the scroll, and right as the bellowing come out, they get slept and rooted by the scroll. He tried to root them out, but he scrolled too early. And that shut them down. So close. Such a good attempt. They had a really good that was their only chance, and they went for it. And I'm really happy that they did go for it. But that's a slight misplay. That is split seconds between being the play that keeps them in the game. They might have still lost the channels, but they could have tried. And the play that allows Oxygen to come back into this series. 2-1 in favor of WildHeart Esports. Tans at the end, the hive mind for Abathur. So good, the timing attack. Glory to the Alliance, we already saw the Bosa Nova really helping out. So much extra sustain there. The Bob and Weave Tychus. Yeah, he gave him the D from Random Task. That worked pretty well for him. And with that, The lead of WildHeart begins to diminish. We're coming down to what could be a Game 5. We've not had a Game 5 in the playoffs so far. We've only had 3 O's and 3 1s. Will WildHearts join the curse of simplicity in always losing Game 3 but winning the series? We'll have to see. We will have to see, because it is a big hype. What is that dinosaur? Oh, it's GlitchCon. There we go. I didn't see what a dinosaur next to Monkey was. Alrighty. It comes down to this. WildHeart still on match point. Oxygen Esports still needing to win 2 more games. It's doable. Can they be the first team to get a reverse sweep in this? It is possible. I'm just opening studio mode so I can try and see the map. We're looking good. If you're enjoying, ladies and gentlemen, here come the Snicks. Oh, there's a Komodo dragon, isn't it? My bad. Komodo clap. If you're enjoying, please drop those subs, those donations. And of course, the ways you can help support for free. If you do not have expendable income, there are ways you can support for free. Drop a follow. Check out the VODs on YouTube. Increase my YouTube numbers. I'm trying to hit 4K by the end of the year. Unlikely, because we're only on like 3.2K. But it's possible. It is doable. We can maybe make it. You can also help by talking about the stream. Talk about it on Twitter when CCL is mentioned. Talk about it on Reddit. Make some Reddit posts. Clip this channel. Post the clips to Reddit. See if we can beat out the mainstream. We want to keep attention here. If you want to help out and not pay a single penny, those are the biggest things you could do. Follow. Talk about the stream. And, of course, if you want to do something that would just make me feel good, vote in the CCL Awards poll. That would make me feel good because it shows me that you show the love. If not, there's some great other options in there as well. Oxygen are taking us to Battlefield of Eternity for map number 4. The first map selected by Oxygen, as WildHearts have selected every map so far. Let's see if Oxygen can continue their comeback spree, as they are finally going to be second pick. But there you go. Plenty of ways to show your support without having to pay a penny. It's all appreciated. Just try and get more attention to this stream is the biggest one. That is the main thing, obviously, because if people come and watch, then more people can share. And some of those people might want to donate, might want to sub, might have a bit more expendable income, because that is how I keep doing this, because I do this to survive. That is the main thing, obviously. I do a little bit of Fiverr on the side, but this is the main gig, because I freaking love this, and I love bringing the content to you guys. But if you don't have the expendable income, I don't care. I love having you as a viewer. But if you want to support, then there are plenty of ways to do it. Being vocal in other circles to bring new people in is the biggest thing. Thank you all very much for everyone who has been supporting and has been vocal. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. But if you do have expendable income, subs and bits and everything else like that, very appreciated. Feels good. I'm going to make some new merch once we have those subs in. We'll get some new merch, some new emote merch. That'd be pretty cool. We haven't added new merch in a while, so we'll update that when the new emotes come in. Which, again, reminder, new emotes on the way, so you can get more value for your sub-scribbles. Alrighty. We're heading in. Battlefield of Eternity is the 4th map of the day. We're heading into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. First pick, coming over to WildHeart Esports. Can they close out the series, or will Oxygen continue the comeback? Let's get this going. WildHeart. First pick, first ban. Where do we begin? In terms of heroes that they ban out. Chromie, Medivh. Yep, there goes Chromie. These are the heroes that they've banned the most. Cassia, Zarya has been banned 5 times by them. Not wanting to deal with that. On the side of Oxygen. Also, Medivh, Cassia, Chromie, Brightwing, a little bit more varied there. But Medivh and Cassia and Chromie in all 3 of those. Well, we see them all banned out. The Hogger. A new addition. So his numbers don't add up as much as some of the others will. Stukov going to be taken out. And there goes Medivh. Cassia makes it through. And so does Cassia makes it through out of the 3 top banned heroes by both these teams. And Uther made it through the draft. Comes in again. He won game number 1 for WildHeart Esports, meaning that they're going to make this. They are currently 7-2 team on Uther. Very cool to see that come in. The reaction from Oxygen Esports, they bring out the Rexar. Trying to give themselves that little bit of extra immortal race and that scouting. Very important on this map. Hanzo also helping out with that a lot. Gives them great immortal race, great damage potential, some zoning. Very cool to see. Sonya and Mephisto. Mephisto's back. No surprise there. It just keeps working. So they're going to bring that back one more time. WildHeart very happy with unaverted Mephisto, and I do not blame them. It keeps doing well. The Ana will be removed. That's fair. Even Nano Boost Uther actually really chunks. Nano Boost Holy Shock Uther is really hard to deal with. The actual damage output and the sustain he offers is pretty solid, even after the nerfs. Cassia gonna be banned away. She did make it into the bans. Hooray! The top 3 bans for both of these teams gonna be removed. Oxygen Esports now, they need supports. They need a main tank or another bruiser. Main tank likely because Red Robot definitely seems to lean that way in terms of preference. For good reason, he's one of the best tanks in the league. Decker Kane. But they're supporting. And ETC! If they're going to play multiple supports and multiple bruisery frontliners, well then we're going to play something that punishes heroes that group up. ETC for Red Robot. I really hope this is a Mosh ETC, because if they go stage dive with this, I might be concerned. The idea for this might be just to dive. If they do go stage dive, they can get value. Just try and dive the backline, dive Mephisto every time. Dive whoever the other support is. Could work out. There's Urel and Malfurion. Oh, it's a bait. Stage dive would be really good against that Malfurion. I'd still really love to see them go for that mosh pit, though. I think it would give them so much of a better setup. Need a second damage dealer now to help Hanzo, because he will struggle alone against this kind of composition. Melee or ranged will work out here, and Malthael would actually fit into this quite well. Might give him a good chance with that anti-damage. But ranged heroes more likely here. They go with Li Ming, Immortal Race composition for Oxygen Esports. ETC has a great chance of burning through the Immortal as well in terms of race. They are significantly further ahead than WildHeart. But WildHeart are playing a very aggressive composition that wants to step up and do damage. And my concern is I don't think Oxygen are equipped to deal with it. I think this might be a victory for WildHeart Esports, but we will have to see. See if they can close it out, or whether Oxygen Esports will be able to bring this back to a 2-2 and bring us to a final match point. It's going to be hype. I do like WildHearts. The Uther has consistently won most of the double support games it has been in these days. There's a reason it's banned almost every time, and Oxygen Esports let it through. Let's see if this was a mistake. This is also one of the first times Tychus has not been selected by either team. And D.Va also getting neglected in the latter stages of this series. Let's get ready, as we are loading into Battlefield of Eternity. Immortal Race and long extended poke fights are the name of the game. But who is going to come out on top? I know you have a lot of choices when it comes to how you watch CCL. Thank you for choosing Tetcher. If you want to, make sure you follow so that you know when we go live. And if you want to throw some support, lob it my way. Because I am not being paid by anyone for this, and as such, I'm a poor boy. Let's get ready. I say that, but the game hasn't loaded yet. Someone has a potato PC. No loading screens for us. We have a potato PC, and unfortunately that potato is not loaded with cheese and bacon. This is what I would like at this moment in time. So for now, we have to wait. Who is to be shamed? Who shall be shamed? That, or they're just in the game, and our observer has not swapped over, which has happened before, multiple times actually. Wouldn't surprise me actually. Okay, I checked the mainstream; they're not in either, so it's not them. It's not them. We are good. It's not the observer. Looks like we're in actually. Result. We are heading in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it going. This could be the final game of the day. Let's find out. Can this team bring it back? Oxygen Esports looking to equal up the score and prevent themselves being knocked down to the lower bracket to fight crowd control. Can they do it? It looks like maybe our observer is the person who dropped out during the draft, because, oh god! Everything okay there? Ooh, yeah, maybe it's our observer who cut out during the draft. That would be a bad time. WildHeart Esports going to be on the left-hand side in the future because we are lagging. WildHeart Esports going to be coming in. Let's see if they can close out the series. Oh, that's stuttery. Oh, that's really stuttery. That's not so good. That's not so good. Okay, I think we, alright, I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to put us on a delay. Let's go back like 10 seconds. 7 seconds. There we go. See if that stabilizes it. Yes, it does. Oh, thank God for post-rendering. Alrighty, we're in the past. The other streams are fine. Yep, it's on me then. Good to know. Thank you, B-Race. So yeah, we rewind. We're like 7 seconds behind, but it looks smooth. Good to know it's me. Thank you very much. As they begin to push in. Good damage being done by Unaverted. Slow start to the game this time. Nothing too hyper. Red Robot finds Pit Kid. Little Panda's dead again. That would explain it. Plus we DC'd last time. That would explain a lot here. Once again, the main tank Sonya coming in. Main tank Sonya being targeted down. Big chunk of damage. Will survive this time, though. Gets sustained up. The extra armor from Uther as they nearly chunk down Red Robot. I'd love to see the talents. As P and Funds duel it out. Good dodge by Funds. Funds is almost certainly going with Silver Touch, though. We are pretty sure on that, usually. Pretty expected. Waves can be cleared up. There we go. Ooh, no, it's not going to be the Silver Touch. Nice wave of light coming in. We're seeing a more battle Uther, which is actually very popular on this map. Going with a more forward-facing Uther. This is going to allow him to basically act as a sort of second tank here. Getting the extra armor duration with that wave of light level 1. Level 4, likely to either go into Holy Shock or Holy Fire with this build. You can actually go a little bit more flexible. Gives you a little bit more wave clear. Great immortal race potential as Zergling is forced to back up. It's a very interesting build. Gives you a lot of flexibility. Zergling also going to go with a little bit of a Q focus build, allowing him to go for that Protector of Karabor later on. And that will help him race through, reduce the damage output of the very multiple members that we have here. Camp for camp, top for bottom lane. Not too surprising by either team. Hunter-Gatherer for Rexxar. Risky because this is not a globe map, but it's also not the hardest to stack. And Rexxar will be split pushing quite a lot during this game. They have the better race. There's a good chance they'll get the mid-globes. It's not the worst considering. Going to delay their cap here. Nasmus could actually make his way down here and grab this globe if he wanted to. Gonna try and steal Zerglings. Red Robot backing away. Will miss the globe on the Bruiser camp. There's a big push coming into the bot lane. Gonna try and get some damage before the objective comes up. Funds gets rooted, chunked out by P, but the armor keeps him pretty sustained. Double support value. They would stun out P. Try to chase him down. Red Robot with the chase though, and Buds doesn't want to get caught out. Tries to root just short of landing on Red Robot. Both these teams trying to find their angle. I was completely wrong, by the way, on the level 4 of Uther. I really thought it'd be Holy Fire or Holy Shock. It's a Pursuit of Justice, getting the speed boost as they try to focus onto the ETC. Big boost by Red Robot, and he gets out. So yeah, going for the extra movement speed here. They really want to make sure that they have the better angle, which could lead us to a D-Storm. If you go for that extra speed boost on that Pursuit of Justice, D-Storm is a lot easier to land. So wouldn't be too surprising to see that. We'll get them a good shutdown tool for ETC. Protective positioning set up by WildHeart right now, but Prismat sieging in with that Li Ming. Even going for a Triumvirate. That cooldown reduction, couple B-steps coming in even. Took quite a lot of damage to do those B-steps, but he does get away. Big stun, follow up, face melt, buys some time for Red Robot, power slide out, and a beautiful escape. Very nicely done. Very nicely done by Oxygen with the good disengage. WildHeart actually losing the Immortal Race pretty hard. Rexar is defending that top one very effectively. Sonya's going to try and make her way onto the objective. Cannot do so. Instead has to make her way up the top to soak the experience. And again, WildHeart, they're struggling here. Oxygen Esports, they have the positioning. And while WildHeart are playing hyper defensively, they're not actually achieving anything from doing it. Madara makes it over the wall. Guardian of Ancient Kings, not too surprising. This is something we've actually seen from WildHearts quite a lot. Going for a heavy armor style build, not a cleanse. Nature's Cure for the Malfurion. They root Nasmus, forcing him to back up. Red Robot comes in. P still seated. Good dodge on the Hammer of Zergling. They dive in, power slide, gets P out of there, it stays safe. It's an Echo Pedal for the ETC. The only talent that actually gives more damage when he moshes, going to help his wave clear as well. Does actually do less damage to the Immortal than the Hammer-On, for example. Good damage around averted, but he takes a lot of damage at the same time. Funz stunning out P. They try to delay. Zergling, a little bit of trouble. Self-heals over the wall, escapes. Very low. Scatter arrow. What a play there from the Hanzo. Great play by Madara as they chase in for Funz. Pursuit of Justice. Speed boosts him out. He needs a little bit of mana. He's a little bit of cooldown, but he's going to get neither. Gets the potion. No, sorry, doesn't get the potion. That's the other team. Looks at the potion. Dies anyway. Like a man in the desert seeing a bottle of water and he can't undo the cap. We do see Oxygen Esports pushing into that bottom lane. Full scatter arrow build really helping with the wave clear here. Fully stacked already on that simple geometry. Sonya has taken over the top lane. Zergling staying down here. Scatter arrow continuing to siege in, doing quite a bit of damage. Poison Spear, full slam build for Sonya to help with the race. Madara staying a little bit further back, and the Immortal will die. Not going to be enough to finish the fort yet. Good defense by WildHeart. Holding together. Level 10, a little bit closer for Oxygen Esports, but not a huge amount. Damage being done to P. That Force Armor really helping out there. Great talent value. ETC coming in. Rexar starting top camp, seeing this is being done. No invade, just a little bit of sieging. Red Robot seeing if we can catch people on the rotation. Unable to do so. Zergling from above. He swapped with Pit Kid earlier doing this. Big follow-up stun damage from unaverted. Red Robot taken out. Bot 4 ain't looking so hot, Mr. Stark, as level 10 comes in. Twilight Dream is going to be coming in. No D-Shield. No, sorry, no D-Storm. We do see the D-Shield coming in from Funz. Speed boost to keep him safe. Duras is sidestepped very nicely by Madara, who also dodges the spear. What a god. They stun out P, who teleports away. So yeah, Durance and Twilight Dream, great combo here. It is going to be a stage dive ETC. He wants to punish those backline members. Li Ming yet to pick her level 10. So Dragon Arrow, there we go. Disintegrate coming in, a little bit of extra damage output to try and deal with these double supports. P coming in from the side, trying to get a better angle. Balls are released. Disintegrate onto Malfurion. Takes him out. Multi-man Sleep Dart. Divine Shield having to be used on himself by Funz. Gets the speed boot for the Pursuit of Justice. Stage dive comes in. Down goes Sonya, leaving just Zergling and Funz. Zergling is going to be focused down. He does Ardent. Honestly, I think he just should have died there. I don't know if he gets out here. It's a long cooldown to burn. He maybe should have just let himself die. Funz is on the run. Can he get out this time? Sidesteps. Pursuit of Justice speed boost. There it is. But with Madara, the multi-scatter arrow damage picks up the kill. And Oxygen, 7 kills to 2, almost a full level lead. They're looking close to evening up this score. Bruiser Camp being picked up by WildHeart Esports, getting themselves back into this. Trying to get some counter value somewhere on the map. What a play. Oxygen in full control of this game. They are back in this. The combo potential for WildHearts. They have the Wombo. They can't afford to be engaged on. They have to be dictating these fights a little bit more. Unaverted goes in. Good damage to Madara. That'll just get more in the late game. The scatter arrows from Madara are doing a good job, though. He's actually going to port back to replenish mana. Ooh, close on the interrupt, but the port does conclude. That's a lot of damage. Twilight Dream, good kill on Li Ming. Burning a big cooldown heroic for that kill, but it does give them more positioning. Pitkid runs across the map. They're going to try and take a 4v4 while defending and let Pitkid race the Immortal. Can they do so? Bear taking damage. Durance is dodged. Sidestepped again by Madara. Gains vision. Bear escapes again. Unbelievable. Zergling with the stun. Power slid by Red Robot, but he's trying to take the positioning. Nasmus unleashes the balls. Madara, he's just trying to land the scatter arrows. They're even dropping the ceiling scrolls to try and siege this in. Scatter arrow does not land. Zergling delaying. Sonya is racing as fast as she can, but they have to delay for so long. Buds eats the scatter arrows this time. They have D-Shield. They can buy some time. Root coming in from the Malfurion. They know they can't win the race, so instead they go for the fight because Red Robot comes in for the wraparound. Uther already taken out. It is Ghost Uther, so he will heal up, but they choose to disengage. Objective is won by Oxygen Esports again. The shield was taken down quite a bit. The longevity of that defense a little too much for WildHeart to deal with. Hunter-Gatherer on 18 stacks. ETC only on 10 for Prog Rock. Nasmus. Gonna try and focus him down. They land the spear. There's the knockback from Yrel. And the bear stun does not help. The bot fort is sacrificed for this. They're going to get top fort as well. How much keep damage will they take for this? Okay, they're not going to keep pushing. Pitkid might stay. Everyone else is porting. Pitkid stays. He's going to keep racing. And they say stage dive from ETC into top lane to force Sonya to back up to guarantee an effective trade. And with that, Oxygen guarantee this is a fort for nothing. The front wall goes down, but they keep their fort. They deny that XP over time, that passive XP here. Red Robot even tanking a lot of these minions to try and guarantee value. The keep takes a big chunk of damage. Good play there. Very smart by Red Robot. He just shut down any extra push potential they could have had in bot lane, but in exchange, they still keep a structure lead. That fort ain't looking so good, but it will protect them a little bit. Make their way into top. They don't land the spear. Zergling, stun, onto Red Robot, focus down. Root from Malfurion does not land. Bear stun, Dragon Arrow, near comes the Disintegrate. Twilight Dream catches just the bear at ETC, and that's a disengage. Banana H unable to find a good angle. Is forced to take a very long rotation back to his team. Stay a while, the only heroic they have, although Disintegrate is almost back up as a stage dive. A lot of damage onto Zergling, who still has on a defender. Gonna hold on. Pitkid, not looking so good. Big focus, heal comes out from Uther. Keeps them topped up. Malfurion healing coming out as well. They're gonna try and stay alive here. Making their way forward, bear damage. Trying to focus it down. Pre-16 for both teams. Fun zoning Red Robot here. Neither team could find an angle on the other. They are forced to disengage. Durance just came back up, but it doesn't look like they're comfortable enough to take that fight yet. Unaverted. Good damage on the way out, though. Well met for Uther. Damage reduction. Really going to be helpful in these fights. They root the bear. They get the bear, finally. Choo-choo indeed. Try and take down the fort, and it looks like they're going to get it. The question is, do they get out? Oh, no! Mephisto! Skull! Okay, they get it, and they disengage. That's big. They take a fort lead. If they can take out this fort and Shaman Camp before they lose too much immortal health, they'll actually be in a good position to take this. But 16 is on the board for Oxygen Esports. A huge advantage for them. Showstopper for Red Robot, that extra armor. The percentage damage for Hanzo, so insanely strong. So much damage output. Heraldric Staff. Fireflies for Li Ming. Just spamming even more. Disintegrate. Dragon Arrow. It does land. Bear chasing. There are the balls, but they don't actually land that much. The team was split. The Bruiser Camp has been abandoned by Sonya. If she comes in, she knows they're about to fight. Divide Shield. Oh, and on a defender. Misplayed. Layering the two on top of each other, but instead they focus Tekken in the Immortal Stun. Twilight is burned. They get the kill. Pitkid barely survives. Uther accidentally healing at Malfurion when he was looking for Sonya because they stood on top of each other. They stay alive. Pitkid will not save this fort, though. Wait. No way! The Shaman summoned a dog instead of landing the last auto that would have been enough to kill that fort. The fort lives. Red Robot will as well, though, as he disengages. Benediction picked up by Uther. The percentage damage for the Mephisto as they chase forward. Giant Slayer for Sonya as well, getting a little bit of percentage damage too. They try to race. Everyone else on Oxygen Esports has retreated. They can see Hanzo, meaning they know they're not being counter-raced. Good kill, double stuns with benedictions by Funz. 2 stuns just as Funz. As P is getting zoned away. That little bit of speed boost for Funz is working out so well for him. Durance, they look to think of the chase, but instead they go for the race. Here comes the balls, trying to focus them down, trying to buy them some time as P sieging in from the side. Unaverted, not looking so good there, but gets out of the route just in time. Funz dropped low, staying alive. Ancient Blessings is burnt for the counter race, for the team fight. Without Hanzo, they look to fight. They dodge the Immortal stun, but that is going to be a full Immortal. Just under 50% shield available for WildHeart Esports. The first Immortal they've got in a while, though. How much can they get? Oxygen Esports were looking so strong. They're still ahead in XP, but they won't be for much longer. Are they about to lose their opportunity to even up the score? Are they about to drop to the lower bracket? As WildHeart begin to push in. Full 5-man. Sonya in the above area to see if there was a trap. Makes her way in, stays out of vision, unaverted, forced to burn the Mimic to dodge the damage. Huge slams coming in from Pitkid, actually chunk Madara a bit here. Rexar making his way in, joining up with the rest of the team. No level 20 for either of these teams. Immortal into melee mode. Red Robot buying some time with the face melts. Good stun, double stun from Misha. There's the Durance of Hate only onto the bear. And the Ardent Defender is enough to keep Yrel alive. The Immortal on 50% health. They get the keep. They're thinking about more. If they can find a kill, they can maybe end. But the Immortal is dropped too fast. Great positioning, great defensive setup there by Oxygen. They lose the keep, but they save the game. P, in fact, going very far forward. Everyone's demounted. They have to use Moonfire to demount Buds because demount Red Robot with Buds. Good knockback by Zergling. That might have just secured them the escape here. Team splits. Funz in a little bit of trouble. Pickett's going to come in. Stage dive. They're really committed to this. They need to pick up some kills. Divine Shield is burned. Funz in the corridor of scatter arrows. Pitkid staying alive. They dive Mother instead, though. That's good. Bear Stun doesn't land on Zergling, and they pick up the kill. They chase into Red Robot. Face melt to try and get everyone out of danger. Pitkid dodges the route. Whirlwind with the pursuit, with the no escape, turns onto P, gets the poison spear, face melt one more time to try and get them out of danger. Red Robot is buying all the time he can. Power Slide does not land. Scroller Ceiling lands the route, and everyone else gets away. It's a single kill for WildHearts, but they are forced to finally retreat. The corridor scatter arrow so close to killing Funz, only making that a 1-for-1 trade, but the immediate turnaround onto Hanzo, who stepped up to do that. A risky camp capture here. No Hanzo available. Instead, they turn onto Red Robot. Durance lands. Do they have the damage? No, they don't. Camp is taken. They're forced to back up. 9 seconds until Hanzo returns. Value is gained by WildHearts, but they're living on the edge. Oxygen Esports looking to pick them at a moment's notice. Level 20, still a level away for both these teams. Experience still incredibly equal. Yrel and Funz, Zergling and Funz make their way down to bot lane to deal with this minion wave and to grab that extra siege camp. This does mean that they will actually start behind on the objective if they cap this. The objective starts, and we will see Oxygen Esports immediately beginning to get some damage. Will Pitkid commit? Madara sieging from range. Both teams trying to creep to level 20. Rexar was soaking top lane while this was happening. Zergling playing very far up. Trying to find those stuns that have achieved them so many kills. Double siege camp in bot lane forces the reaction out of Oxygen, but it is going to be ETC, who with stage dive is able to global now with that extra wave clear from that echo pedal. Nasmus in a little bit of trouble here. Stage dive going to come in to try and protect him. He's going to feign death. Dragon Arrow finds no one though, and Rexar still in a bad position. Picking up the backline. Bear taken out. Stay on listen with the Twilight Dream onto Red Robot as the double stuns. No, double stun doesn't land. Red Robot sneaks away. Under defender keeps Zergling alive. The Bear, the only one to fall. The race comes in from WildHeart, so they begin to burn it down. Bot lane, though, they didn't finish dealing with it. The camps are still pushing. The keep will take damage. Unaverted, dived onto him, and there's the route onto ETC. Red Robot forcing his way through. P trying to flank, but Red Robot will be the one to fall. The first actual death in this team fight with level 20 now, with that kill available for WildHeart Esports. They push their way in. They get Nasmus, the Bear, and the Ogre are down. The keep goes down to the Mercy mercenaries, and this is looking really bad for Oxygen as WildHearts are claiming a huge advantage here. They get the halftime show. Sorry about the stutter, I assume it's my side. Just going to select the window, make sure it's all prioritized and everything. We're going to jump back in time a little bit more, everybody. Sorry. We're going to go 16 seconds back in time. Hopefully that'll stabilize it. P on the run. How long's he been running for? Mounts up and runs into the entirety of WildHeart. Oh no! Oh no! Makes it over the wall, but he's taken out. A huge staggered death. Oxygen Esports with no Li Ming, no keeps, and a very healthy Immortal pushing in. It's looking... Okay. Astral Communion burned onto the mid towers. The commitment from WildHeart is real. Stay a while, immediately burned with Respect the Elderly to silence out. Dragon Arrow comes in. Did they just greed too much? Buds drop low, stun from Pickett. Down goes Malora. And with that, it's likely the commitment. The bulwark of light from Funs to keep him and Bud still going. The Immortal makes its way in. And with that, the winner of the series and moving on in the upper bracket will be WildHeart Esports. They will take the game and the series, and they will move on to play against Simplicity. The Immortal will end the game. Oxygen Esports, they will move down to the lower bracket where they will take on Crowd Control for their own survival. Sorry about the stutter at the end, but thank you very much to Lighthouse for gifting 5 subs to the community. Very, very appreciated indeed. Congratulations to Black Milk Online, to Syriax, I think it was pronounced, to Zuldefur, Hugo Betrugo, sorry, great name, and Jurassic Seric. Thank you very much for those gifted subs. Very appreciated, Linehouse. And thank you all very much for watching. That's going to be the end of the series. WildHearts will move on to tomorrow's... we'll move on to the next set of games. I have a rundown of what happens. Okay, it looks like I was not, in fact, the only one with those lags. Yep, I was not the only one with lags. Who said I was the only one with lags? How dare you? It wasn't just me. I am vindicated because multiple casters in the clean feed chat said they had problems. So thank you. I feel bloody vindicated from that because I was like, this does not feel like me. This is the exact same issue we were having earlier when everyone else was complaining. So feels good. Oh shit, I did the wrong thing. Ah, stop! Sorry, I'm having trouble setting up the overlay to show you exactly what is happening tomorrow. Let's show you now. We are heading tomorrow into the lower bracket games. Wait, I want to refresh. Oh, the table hasn't been updated. Brilliant. Hang on. Let's have one more refresh. See if someone got to it. Refresh. Interact. Wish I could save a position on this table. That would be very much easier. Whee. Nope, not up to date yet. Superb. Oh, really? Some of the other streams were fine too. Didn't check them all. Fair enough. Maybe it's just the Europeans, but yeah, they said that they had some they had a lot of dropped frames at the ends there. Alrighty, so yes, we have the lower bracket finals. January 23rd is lower bracket. Tomorrow is upper bracket finals and first lower bracket. Okay, so yes, what we have coming up tomorrow is going to be, and I will be casting these, and I am very excited to do so. Oh, now the table's up to date. Hang on, I'll refresh it one more time. Let's do this properly. Bloody hell. Refresh. Interact. And scroll, 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 scroll. Too far, too far, too far, too far, too far. Fixed. We did it! We did it! It looks good! We fixed it! Alrighty, so tomorrow we will be starting with this matchup by the looks of it. Hang on, 19 hours, 30 minutes. 21 hours, 30 minutes. So we will be starting with the upper bracket final. The winner's final. This will be Simplicity. Hang on. We actually have to scroll up to bloody see it. Me setting all that up did nothing. So we will be starting with Simplicity versus WildHeart Esports. That will be tomorrow at the same time, 9 PM British time. aka in 19.5 hours from now. Set an alarm. Watch it on the Tetcher channel. That's where it will be. After that, we will be watching the lower bracket game of Crowd Control versus Oxygen Esports. Predicted time to start, 2300 hours in the UK, 21 hours from now, but it will likely start earlier due to how the scheduling works. I will be bringing you both those games on this Twitch and YouTube channel, so make sure you follow or subscribe to see everything that is going on. Big thank you to everyone who's subbed, Lighthouse for gifting some subs, Monkey for the raid, to Rumfid for the sub, to Lionhouse for the sub, Rumfid for 100 bits, Jixie for 100 bits, Periton and Selunks for their subs. Thank you all very much for following today, for jumping in today. It is very, very appreciated. But for tonight, that is going to be the end for our games today. Make sure to tune back in tomorrow, where we see more CCL. We are less than a week away. Tomorrow we have the upper and lower finals, and then the next one we will have the lower bracket finals and the grand final. So next week CCL will be over, but tomorrow we will find out our first grand finalist. Hope to see you tomorrow. Make sure to tune back in. Drop that follow so you know when I go live. Thank you all very much for watching. I am going to drop over a raid if the stream has started. Hang on. I need to double check that the stream has started because I said I would raid someone beforehand. Let's see if they are streaming. Mute stream, mute stream, mute stream, mute stream, mute stream. Stream muted. Yes, they are streaming. All right, so we're going to drop a raid onto Jinxie Cat because she is the absolute best. Thank you all very much for watching. That's not the raid I wanted. Hang on. Thank you all very much for watching. Tune back in tomorrow for more CCL action. And I thank you everyone for subbing and donating. And I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful night. Feels good. Good night.